seen him talk about it, watch it. Like you know he's about this. I need this to be successful, so I would do whatever.
I know.
That's funny. That just cracks me up.
Talking about House of the D and the Winchesters right now, how people are flipping out because they were like, the Winchesters are here. We see Dean on the Winchester.
No shit.
Right.
Like, he is a Winchester.
We haven't watched it yet, though. I'm really excited to watch that. I'm going to wait until it's finished and like binge the hell out of it.
Yes, agreed. Very much so.
Because I still haven't finished Supernatural. You don't, because you just finished it. Like, don't.
I mean, I have my feelings, but I'll wait.
I have my feelings.
I'll wait till you finish it.
Oh, you have your feelings on how it ended?
Oh yeah, there's so many. That last season, man. It's weird when you know something is coming to an end, so it's just like
they put lots of feels and shit in there.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's like I should not be crying in this episode. Why am I crying? Because
are you kidding? Because you've been watching these people for like the last 2 decades.
Yeah.
On TV.
Literally since episode 1. I was a day 1, episode 1. It came on after. I want to say it probably came on after Smallville.
Yeah.
Like I remember.
You know what's so funny? My dad was all about Smallville and Supernatural. They're like, you got to get on this, Amanda. I'm like, you're my dad.
Yeah, no.
Like,
yeah. But here we go. Episode 5. New movie with vampire. Let's go.
Let's get through right there. There we go. Oh yeah, this is Amanda and Janae. Girls Go Back Books Deep. We're back with our next episode. We just finished the one previous. We refreshed our hot chocolate, and now we're back.
Man with green vest, please no. Man with fat fingers, please stop. Window washer, I can't die like this. Woman with purple shoes, please.
Drinking a lot.
Boy with inner tube and dog, let my dog live. Please no, please stop.
Oh, wait, he's already a vampire, so it doesn't matter if he drinks from him, right? Can you drain a vampire? You could kill a vampire that way, right? By draining all of their blood. He's sitting here giggling.
Kill list.
Yes.
In a teenager's handwriting.
The final words of her victims. The 42 pages, if I remember correctly.
School teacher, guard your heart. I'm trying to think of something more fucked up than this.
And how is your work any different? Or what do you think will happen to Mr. Dulac when you publish this book? And the other vampires of the world get their hands on it?
As long as they pay full freight.
They will make their way to Dubai. They will scale the sides of this building, force their way inside, and paint the walls with his blood.
That's interesting that he's pointing that out, that they're making this a book and that he's basically revealing shit to the world, because that was Lestat's role.
Yep.
With his music.
Yep. Yep.
A suicide. Do not look down on Claudia. Look in the mirror.
Rashid is an opinionated young man. He lives to share these opinions even when they are not solicited.
Maybe they're of kindred spirits.
Didn't ask that.
You were thinking it.
Stay out of my head.
Honey and pineapple. He stuffs himself with both for days before he offers himself to me. Would you like to sample?
I'll wait till Dana comes around again. I'm a savory man most days.
That
I care for him more than he cares for himself. And I wouldn't let you near my neck if you...
62.5 kilograms.
What?
138 pounds for the metrically challenged. Daniel here was wondering how much you weigh, Rashid, so I told
Stay out of my head.
Sleep, pray, eat, pray, swim, pray, etc. On days he's a plump 139, I believe he swims twice. Metronomic, my Rashid.
Refill.
This old man is an asshole. Just because you're old and have Parkinson's doesn't mean you have to be an asshole.
Louisiana's a closed
Reminds me of my grandma.
And that means?
It means that I can't browse the mortality data for 1923.
You wouldn't find the corroboration you were seeking even if you could. We burned, we buried, and a convention city is not motivated to advertise grim statistics.
True.
Session 5, Louis de Pontelac.
So Claudia, all humans died with Charlie. As for scale, I was skeptical too. I thought she was on a hunger strike.
Oh, he's trying to get her to eat.
Mm-hmm.
It's been months. Bills are too meager. What if you bring one of your kills into a room? We can tie him up next to the car.
She's not surviving on birds or nocturnal sir. She waits for that slither of time when I'm on the hunt and we're going around the back to make nice for the rat catcher.
Oh, she's slowly starving herself.
Boom. I know what I'd do, but you've cut my hands off. My parenting is
Sadistic.
so save your words when it comes to Claudia.
She's in there because of you.
Ça suffit.
She is not in there because of him.
Yeah.
Voilà. Comme j'ai dit. She's dining out, as I said she was. Oh.
Don't do that. It's private.
I feel like Louis is
Dear
the
Daddy.
gentle parenting.
Only gonna be a virgin.
Louis is
every
me,
single
unless
time
that
I
is
do it.
Dan.
One myself
Well, I mean,
and down
yeah.
there, grow back less.
Two extremes, but yeah.
I couldn't hear you over the tempo.
What night is it?
January 5th.
January. Boys, that would be summer.
It's interesting.
Are we starting to bring some witches up in here?
No, but he may have visited a witch and had a reading done. And he may have been told.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
A whole lot of concern's been wasted on you these past months.
Mm.
You ruined my...
All of it.
Whole families, half a parade crew, the incinerator will be overflowing.
The smoke alone would blow out the moon.
What did you do with him, Claudia?
Did you read my other ones?
No.
I did. Inked with ungratefulness.
Where are the bodies?
Well, then I guess you better hope and pray you taught me how to clean up good.
Where are they?
You gonna let him do this to me?
I read some passages out loud, I'm afraid. Hurtful words for both your guardians.
I didn't mean all of them. And the bodies are just pretend.
Stop lying, Claudia.
Abandoned them, okay? Way to town. Nothing out there for miles. No one's ever gonna find them except maybe criminals burying bodies of their own. Never gonna forget what happened here. I hate you both.
We're out of town.
Show me. Now get out of my room!
Chalmers 3 feet below the river line.
No one get out of my
What happens when the next storm comes out the Gulf?
And there it is. Oh no. It's Dexter all over again.
Christian ran to Atlanta.
I've been tapped on the shoulder from the long arm of Baton Rouge, I'm afraid. They're promising I only have to be in session about a third of the year, but promise from Baton Rouge is what my wife would call a pig in a turnip field.
Huh.
I don't know what it means either. I mean, you can't count on it, is what I'm getting at. And when you have been tapped on the shoulder from Baton Rouge...
More money?
I mean, it's always a straight line with you, Louis. Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, I am
Mash,
asking
mash.
for
Thank you very much.
For support in my campaign for the Louisiana House of Representatives.
A grubby business politics.
Oh, devoid of dignity. But there's one of those temperance fart knockers running again. And well, look at us. A city of 1,000 saloons shamed into the shadows. That's Chief of Police Bardine.
Maybe I should buy him around. Ask him why there's double the cops walking the corner lately.
A recent unpleasantness in the Ninth Ward. The floaters.
I read about that in the papers. 6 bodies found.
6? Have 50 said. Fleet of corpses like it was judgment come. But it's still digging.
Drowned?
Must have drowned in the hurricane. First words out of my mouth when I got the call. But I tell you both something. Because we're old friends. Every single one of those corpses has some soft part of it lopped off. Finger here, a foot there, a toe. Hell, one poor woman was missing her left.
She is not trying.
Only the left.
She is not. She ain't. She ain't doing it.
No.
We going there, aren't we?
But it does make you wonder if, like
don't be too startled.
like she went from vampire to serial murderer.
Routine look-see.
You didn't invite us here for a campaign donation, now did you, Tom?
Tapped on the shoulder from Baton Rouge. Tapped on the shoulder from the Fraternal Order. Both things can be true, Louis.
One each.
I'm so confused. What?
Good evening, sirs. My name is Deputy Havisham. Am I speaking with the owners of this townhouse?
You are. And can you explain your presence in it?
Well, we've had a few citizens go missing from Rue Royale. A young maid, 2 doors over.
Oh, dear.
We're going door to door looking for malefactors lurking about. Your daughter let us in.
I was in the middle of cleaning when they knocked.
Oh, I have a few deputies searching the premises. Makes for a more efficient intrusion.
Why don't you finish your chores upstairs, young lady?
Drunk?
Yep.
You often leave your daughter alone with access to illegal spirits?
About this, son.
What is it?
It's an incinerator.
What does it incinerate? Yard clippings?
Waste. Refuse. We sell
Incinerators.
To various American cities.
Ew, honey! What in the hell am I looking at right now? Why is that lady's nipple in your underwear drawer? Like,
We bring our clients here to demonstrate the product.
girl, I know they smell that. That bitch is wheezing. That bitch is still alive. She is torturing that soul.
I'm getting ready for bed.
Excuse me, this.
I will refrain from contacting the Child Welfare League, but I don't like what I've seen in this home.
And we'll make sure Police Chief Bardeen is informed how his men conducted themselves in the home of law-abiding, tax-paying citizens.
Yeah.
Get it?
Yeah. He was up in my house searching it when I wasn't at home with my child. When I wasn't at home.
Files with crimes against nature. That comes with a 5-year prison term if convicted.
Did you see me stick my dick in his ass?
We'll be watching you, Mr. Dulac. Mr. Lee Court.
That still blows my mind up. People used to be able to get like fucking
goddamn
arrested
overnight
just for living their fucking
with
life.
no coffee. We did not bring souvenirs into the house. All be dead by morning. Because that's what you want.
Wine in his blood.
You wanted to.
Oh, she's drunk from eating him.
Doing this together.
Do you remember our life? How happy we were before?
Happy? We were not happy.
An anvil tied around our ankles, pulling us towards the pitch black ocean floor.
Who am I supposed to love? You two have each other. Who's my Lestat? Who's my Louis? Not human. What a human would want me? Perverts? Like the uncle at the rooming house who used to watch me pee? Or little boy? And 40 years from now, still little boy? How are you gonna fix it, huh? Which one are you gonna fuck me?
Oh God.
You're not my type. I like a full.
Oh my God. Look.
God damn you, Lestat.
Lestat. I'm sorry. I had to pause that. I had to pause that. I just, what the fuck is that? I'm sorry. Not my type. Like, you just, oh my God. I know he's joking, but like, oh my God.
He ain't joking.
He ain't joking.
He stabbed her and now he twisting the knife. You causing problems, bitch. That's what happened. That's what's happening in this moment.
Which one are you gonna fuck me? Well, you're not my type. I like a fuller figure. Like, fuck.
But it's so funny because it takes me back to the movie.
Yeah.
Because it was a similar conversation. When Claudia is going off and this, that, and the other, and he brings it up in the movie.
I remember that. What? She's like, you do my hair like a doll. You dress me like a doll.
I feel like I'm gonna have to watch it again but I remember him saying something to the same effect.
I remember him screaming at Louis like she ruins our fine things. There's dead people in the house. Okay.
My type. I like a full figure. She's being impossible.
She's being impossible.
See?
No matter how much foot I give them, they just slide their gas tank.
What is this?
See, she can't do it. Ah, she's been trying.
Boy from Ponchatoula, boy from Holly Grove, boy with a bow tie out in Algiers.
Claudia, how did you figure this was gonna go?
Make me one.
Because you do that so well.
If you don't, I'm gonna go out there and find other vampires.
If you could find them, which you won't, they would shred you to strips. Because you are built like a bird. Because you are a mistake.
How about you shut the fuck up?
He treats us like shit and you take it. Why is that? And you cruel as the devil ever made to refuse me one love when you've got two.
Don't say it.
Black girl, analogy, sings torch songs with a flat note on the end. Been following you, Uncle S. You ain't been your careful self. He's gotten tired of us saddling, the housewife, and the mistake.
I thought he was going to turn around and tell her that he didn't love her.
Myself,
Same.
amusing. I don't know if you remember.
That's funny.
I kill herself.
Oh, don't run off. I know we made some
Mistakes? I remember the night I was made, the fire choking me, you carried me out through the flame and the smoke. But then why'd you take me home? Why not a hospital? But I was breathing. Maybe I'd have a handsome husband by now. Or maybe he'd be playing it with a good disposition. That'd be fine.
No, you would have
I'd be
died.
sweeping floors, making dinners, nursing babies. Maybe I'd go to church. You think on that, so.
Oh.
I had no words for her. What words were there? It all happened so fast. I was trying to save you. All vampires are born out of trauma. We made her out of.
It's an interesting statement.
Out of selfishness.
Poor dear.
That is very interesting because, frankly, I mean, I'll be the first to say that a lot of people do make their children out of selfishness. Like, a lot of people do have a baby to try to fix a fucked up relationship.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people do have a baby because my husband doesn't pay attention to me and I need companionship. You know, that kind of thing. Like, they think, oh, well, you know, oh, man, this is interesting.
Mm-hmm.
She wasn't held enough in between ritualistic murders.
She spent every night for half a decade locked in the emotional storm of puberty.
I love so much that he does that.
He's a rude asshole, but he's got some of the best lines.
God. She wasn't held enough.
Between ritualistic murders.
Come on, man. Come on.
Okay. Maybe I should have just explained how, you know, burying, we incinerate for a reason because, you know, burying them and now everybody sees the dead bodies, but you can't be bringing body parts up in this house, child.
Body parts.
Ew.
Actual body wrap. Oh my God.
Look, Charlie Manson wrote a couple of beautiful songs. Still, he was Charlie Manson.
Hitler was an artist. And
Mostly.
yeah.
I also think she makes you and Frenchie look like a couple of whiny existential queens.
Yeah.
Probably why she's a fucking gold mine. The girl who moves 1,000,000 books.
I won't have her exploited.
Won't matter
It's
what
apparent
her
right there.
intentions are. It's the world out there now. She's the single shooter Xbox mouth breather shit they crave.
You can put the diaries in a proper context.
Context. Sure.
Yeah.
Warn the world about a forthcoming apocalypse, or maybe inspire a line of sexy Claudia Halloween costumes, or a cool dismemberment trend amongst the suburban Sylvia Plath set. Once you put it out there, they decide what it is.
That's a very
Get away from you.
good point.
Keep reading. Keep talking. Claudia's night rambles had exposed us.
Assume we are under suspicion. Assume our finances no longer provide us protection.
Nikki kills outside the city. One a night. No persons of note. Unfortunates, undesirables.
No more incinerator. You lock some of the doors, shutter the windows. No parties. No friends.
But her
It's time to move.
could lay bare who we were without her. A simmering pot of resentment.
We should leave the city. Start anew. Turn a betrayal into an opportunity. New York, Chicago, Los Angeles,
Paris?
No.
That was a flat no.
You don't touch her room.
That's an interesting flat no, though.
She won't.
Well, because it's stuck in memories. He don't want to go
I
back
know,
home.
that's what I'm saying.
He got people's memories, and he's like,
I
no.
did some shit in Perry. We ain't going back there.
I don't fucking want that. There's a whole ass world out there. You want to go to Paris? The one fucking place I don't want to go. No, thank you, sir.
I will walk the streets of New Orleans with the shifting masses of the unfed, the addicts, born of despair.
Moments like this is when you really feel it. Him just walking and speaking, and the voice and the way he's describing. It's like so.
But she had shut her mind off to me for some time then. And so I was left to revisit old haunts, desperate for connection. Claudia, come home. I know I hurt you. I know I can make it right again.
Little girl, I'm talking to you.
I don't talk to strangers.
Now, what were you doing in the library? You're not allowed in there.
My mama works here. She cleans classrooms. I read while she's cleaning.
You can read.
Okay.
Oh, just as I thought. A little thief. You're coming with me.
What are you gonna do after that?
What?
After you turn her in. After it makes you feel like a big man. What's the next move you think?
You are not allowed to ride one of those things on campus.
You can't read. I can't ride. This guy knows all the rules.
This is our school. Where is your fighting pride?
Who the fuck are you? One just shows up?
As the depression set in on the nation,
Oh! Who the fuck is this?
Educating myself from the Scots library, ignoring all other duties of the role Claudia once mocked me for, the unhappy housewife. Flaubert's style is so dense.
The Armstrong's in town tonight. Playing at the Pelican. Should we make it a night of the two Louis?
The absence of metaphor is so striking.
You sound like every pompous Sorbonne student I've ever eaten.
Should I do like you instead? Read the first 10 pages of every book, pass myself off as cultured.
Well, at least you're listening and thinking like yourself on fire, see if you would notice.
Hapless human, I'm gonna kill in a few hours anyway.
You draw me into your gloom.
It's your fault she's gone. If you hadn't pushed her,
Claudia.
you hadn't done you.
Claudia. I cannot listen to this insanity about Claudia one more time. Bordel de merde. Il me chie dans la main jusqu'au cadenas.
I only caught one word out of that. It was shit. Because I only know curse words in other languages.
As the tourist carriages rode by, whispering tales of the weird brothers who encamped inside.
Used to work for Mr. Henry Ford in Detroit. Sent about 20 of us over to a place called Copenhagen to build a factory. Met my maker walking the harbor one evening. Trouble punching the clock after that.
How'd you get back home?
Faked my own death. Shipped back on a boat in a coffin.
Nah.
Got to hear my own funeral.
Nah.
No lie. Only a couple dozen people showed up. Most didn't have much to say. Started talking about the weather a few minutes in. Almost got myself buried alive. Poor fella, digging my grave, lies the rest of it in a family plot.
What was he like, your maker?
Strange. European. We didn't get on much.
You're not running from the same thing then.
Is that who's calling out your name every night? Is that Louis?
You heard his voice?
I thought I was the only one stateside. Then I heard him calling out, Claudia, I'm sorry. Claudia, come back.
It ain't like that. He's more like a dad.
I thought, oh, now there's 3 of us. Got me wondering what it'd be like. Ride with others, hunting a pack.
A little gang of vamps.
Little fang gang. Parents named me Bruce.
Bruce. You don't kill like a Bruce.
What do I kill like?
You kill like a killer.
You nicknamed me Killer?
You like books, right? I got a book. You're welcome to it. Got it off a girl a little older than you.
Not the kind of book I'd read. Thanks, killer.
There's good things in that book. Manners, how to be a nice young lady.
Amanda's just fine.
He was a bit sloppy out in Jefferson City.
How long you been
You shouldn't dump bodies in Missouri, even if you weigh them down with rocks. The river's too fast. I find you build a shallow grave, sometimes a prairie wind will catch. Burns faster.
How long you been?
About 5, 6 colleges or so.
How'd you do it?
I had good ears when I was alive. Got great ears now. Heard your name in the air. Something about the way it sounded. How old are you, Claudia?
I don't like this.
Always had a fondness for older women.
You're getting a little close there, Bruce.
You are being rude.
Why'd you do that for?
Because you were going to run away. I knew you'd regret it. Courtesy demands that you, when you are a guest, shall show neither annoyance nor disappointment, no matter what happens.
Excuse you?
Oh, yeah.
There are 4 pages torn out.
I'll repeat myself. I will not exploit her.
Did she tear them out? Doesn't seem like something she would do.
It's clear what happened.
And she wrote about it, and I'd like to read it.
No.
When you do that, Louis, when you editorialize, however noble the reasoning, it calls into question the other shit you're shoveling my way. Or maybe you can recite it from memory as you've demonstrated before. Let's see. Bruce walked back from the fire and leaned down over me and torn out pages.
Don't ask again.
It's not.
Mr. Dulac occasionally finds it difficult to talk about Claudia.
Look at him over here.
Yeah.
Like, I am calming down.
Ooh.
Really? Really, sir?
I love him now. Because he's like, I don't give a fuck that you a vampire. You don't do that shit.
It's just like, okay. it's not even about him being a vampire. It's just like he is dealing with. We're assuming that his 100%. Daughter was raped. Okay.
Yes.
Well, sexually assaulted. I don't know. This is a live stream. I don't know if they're gonna like kill it, pull it. I don't know. But his daughter was assaulted. We're assuming this, right? He is in the middle of a very sensitive subject that he does not want to talk about. And true, he attacked the man in some of his weakestness, in the worst part of his weakness, and that's shitty. I thought it was shitty immediately, but to slap him across the face for it, like you're on a moral high ground.
Well, no, but he brings up the point even before. It's not about what you want. Like,
true.
If you want me to tell the story, I need all the facts. This is not about how you feel about it, this, that, and the other. That's the whole point of this that he keeps reiterating. It's like, I get that you want to tell your story
my body while
and
you're
you want to
feeling upset
thing,
about your daughter's body
you
being violated. Okay. Yeah.
You slap.
Yeah. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Rash of mysterious deaths at university libraries perplex authorities. Listen to this. Housekeeping staff of Vanderbilt University tried to rouse students who appeared to have fallen asleep at their studies, only to discover that they were, in fact, deceased. Similar incidents have been recorded at the College of Charleston, Lincoln University in Jefferson City, and the University of Alabama. It's her. It has to be her.
It could be her. But I am the one who is presently standing in front of you.
Here we go.
Like Claudia,
here we go.
I am a full-blooded adult. With all the right appendages.
Dumbass.
So if my considerables continue to be squandered.
2 crimes, 7 deaths. Close proximity. Cause of death, reason, investigation. Coroner's office.
It's like, think about it, if your child went missing and one parent is doing everything they can to try to figure out where your teenager ran away.
I was just about to say
and
that.
He's trying to figure out where the fuck their teenager ran away to, and the other one is just like, well, look, I'm here in front of you and I have other options.
No, it's even like both of them understand they run away. One is like, they ran away, she made a choice, we need to let her live with that choice, but we also need to move on with our lives. While the other one's like, no, this is our child.
Right.
Like yeah, they made a choice, but what if they're in trouble?
She is by herself.
What if they need
what is she supposed to do? What if they find her? What if they figure out that she's a vampire? Like there's so many things that, like he's like me, like my brain's just going. My brain's just going, where to find this child? Where the fuck is she? Where the fuck is she? And it's like that's like somebody else being like, she made this decision, let her lay in her own fucking bed, and when she gets arrested and gets brought home, then we'll go and fucking find her ass. Yep. And that's definitely me. Yeah, that's definitely me and Dan. Like, if she got arrested, we're gonna leave her ass in jail overnight. That kind of shit.
Deal with the consequences, and you're like, no.
I'm gonna find that fucking baby. I will be the one who does it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just want to know where the fuck she is.
Yeah. Yep.
I'm sitting on the same balcony where you used to write. I'll sit here forever, looking down both ends of Royale Street, waiting for your return.
This is an interesting change.
For your forgiveness. Hello? Sorry. No, it's good to hear your voice. Yeah, I can meet you.
We're headed north. Crash cleaned us out. And don't offer, because I'm not asking. Levy found some work near Boston. I feel blessed for the work.
You look good.
Don't need that either, Louis. Whoever you are that took my Louis.
It's me, Grace.
I sat across the dinner table from him my whole life. The pews in St. Augustine's on Sunday. Hid my fourth grade report card on purpose. Because his was so bad and he didn't want our parents to find out. You're not my Louis. You can't be.
People not gonna change as they get older.
You.
I prayed myself old, thinking what to do about you. God never talked back, so this is how it has to be. I mean, for my family. You understand?
Like, it's one thing to say you're dead to me. It's another to be like, meet me in the grave, in the graveyard. And then you're just like, here, I'm going to put some flowers down. And it's at his gravestone.
I spend time following Louis and Lestat now that I have my own woman. With no obvious sense of why I follow them, other than meaning slowly disintegrates without them. My companions in immortality. But today at the cemetery, I finally understood something so obvious, which I pondered for a decade. Why they made me. To be Louis' sister.
Yo. Oh, this bitch. Fucking a cat.
See, as the mom, I would have been like, oh my God, thank you. Tomorrow at breakfast, you go get the fucking, your face blown off with the shit that I'm going to say to you, okay? But
What's
this
that?
moment, in this moment, you need to be happy to come home. Because I want you to keep coming home. You know what I'm saying? So like in this moment, when you first come home, I'm going to give you that little morsel of, I am so happy to see your fucking face right now. You know, like you have no idea. Thank God you're not dead in a ditch. Like that kind of shit. Like he just says, thank you. And that's so like beautifully eloquent. But then some people are so, you gonna pick right now. She just walked in the door.
Nah,
you want her to turn around and leave.
You about to get this heat. You about to get this heat. Because you left and I couldn't give it to you.
Right.
And now you back and you
and
gonna
I'm
get
just
all
like,
of it.
Can't we wait until tomorrow?
Nope.
That's me.
Nope.
That's me thinking about when I was a teenager.
The moment I saw his head, I was like, oh, here we go. Here we go.
Okay.
Here we go.
I've come to apologize. I put you both in a bad spot. I wasn't right in my head. I am now.
Apology not accepted.
He has the right to say that.
Yeah.
Magna cum, summa cum, Phi Beta Kappa.
I've read a lot of books. Started with Persia and Babylon, the old gods who long for blood. A lot of those popcorn, but few old tones. A Romanian tract on vampires. A strange old Hungarian text, Masticazione Mortorum, the true and dead. I plan to leave for that part of the world as soon as I can.
So, quick stop home to do laundry before you fuck off for good.
A quick stop to pick up Louis.
perused a few folklore anthologies, and now you're going to cross the ocean and take on a society of monsters.
What I've read is lies. Then tell me what's true. "7 years and what's changed other than you need a housekeeper?"
The vampires out there are vicious. Oh, but you've learned that already. Who did you meet out there in the American hinterland? Read her, Louis.
That's it. Keep him scared. That's his way.
The vampires in Europe are much, much worse.
But I think he's scared.
I never asked. How did Charlie taste? Like the love you'll never really know?
When he's scared, he ridicules.
Yeah.
She was a destitute little girl, destined to live an inconsequential little life.
And we took it from her. We cursed her.
Come with me. Come with me, Louis.
Lou.
I thought I could live without you, but I was wrong.
Louis! Louis!
His love is a small box he keeps you in. Don't stay in it.
1,000 nights of sulking and the first sight of her, you were just gonna up and leave me?
Please come with me. Let's be vampires worthy of your love.
Get the fuck off!
Oh shit! Oh shit!
I am trying to restrain myself! Stay back, Florian. It's okay. It's over.
Natalie.
It's okay. We're done.
Am I here?
It's over. Here we are, okay? You had it out. You just need a little more. Just.
I fought myself a million times. Fought my nature. Controlled my temper. I never once harmed you. It's Uncle Les now, suddenly.
Let him go. He didn't do nothing. Let him go. It's me or what?
Listen to me, and listen very carefully, my infant death. It was never you. I chose you. I have waited, Louis. I have patiently waited in vain for you to love me as I love you. Just say it. Say at the start, I am never going to love you. It would help me a great deal to hear that from your lips. You quivering, hateful lips. Let go of me. Anything for you.
Your home is where you're happy.
Wow.
Way to take us through a roller coaster of emotion.
Wow. No, seriously, wow. Wow. So I had a question in my mind that I was going to hit on when this was done, and then that all happened. So I want to get to this in just a minute. But, okay. All right. So, wow.
All the feels.
That was an ending. Holy shit. Okay, so.
Okay.
Let's back up just a little bit.
Okay. I'm gonna try. Okay.
She meets this other vampire.
Mm-hmm.
And that's an interesting little twist. But like they have this interaction. So they introduce this young male vampire just to attack her.
It makes sense of what, yes, traumatized. It makes sense of the story in the time period and everything that's going on, because if they're kind of adapting and updating and also want to
she's a person on her own,
introduce new vampires, because we know that's coming up,
right?
And we know that there's more than just them, so they need a way to introduce vampires, but also we need to basically two birds, one stone, give her a reason of why she needs to go back. Because at this point,
it's a couple of different reasons why she goes back. Because one, she's met a new vampire now. Yeah. So now she has reason to she's already hanging around college just because it's probably the easiest thing for her to blend into.
Yep.
And as well as kids studying up late at night, she could do a little sneaky drink. And exactly. That makes a lot of sense, right? Mm-hmm. She can hide on campus very easily.
It gives her more motivation to do some of the things that she's about to do.
And she has access to books. She likes to read. So this guy proves to her that there are other vampires in the world, in Europe and stuff like that.
Right.
And then traumatizes her. Mm-hmm. Attacks her.
Lets her realize, what you were saying before, the whole reason of Claudia is okay, she cannot function on her own.
Right.
That is a very straight, valid point of, especially in this time.
Even though she's a powerful vampire, other vampires will almost always be more powerful than her.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
There's no fighting.
And it's funny because she's older than him.
She says that because she's feeling weird. She's not 109 years old. This has only been going on for 7 years.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
But still,
he knows she's lying. But it's just interesting to me that I guess just because people turn into a vampire doesn't mean that they all of a sudden evolve into some better person or whatever.
True, but then also
why is he seeking her out and following her for so long just to attack her?
Because he hears
their foreshadowing was going to happen in Europe.
Yeah. But also, you got to think about it. He's
foreshadowing.
Hearing,
Foreshadowing.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's hearing what.
Oh, foreshadowing what's gonna happen. I see. Okay. So I just found it interesting that they drop him there just to attack her. So like, yeah, okay. So it's showing the audience. Okay, I get it. Okay. This end scene, holy shit, is a beautiful and perfect representation of a narcissistic father and some shit coming to a head, and it is an absolute domestic violence.
Yeah.
100%. I mean, like, obvious, but at the same time, like you saw things in the movie and you read things about it, but the way that they're presenting it to you is just like, all of it is just so much more human with this vampire overlay.
I was gonna say that's why I love what they're doing with the relationships and why they're taking her away, having things happen to her, bringing her back.
Yeah,
it's more true to actual things that we relate to.
Absolutely.
They still have to deal with trying to be
parents to her.
Parents,
even though Lestat never wanted to be a parent. So, but they're going to attack her in Europe, so it's showing what's going to happen. Yeah, exactly. Yes. So,
but it's
just, especially as a family unit or whatever, like sometimes something small that the kid can do. This is why kids blame themselves for things all the time, because the kid does something and it sparks the argument, but then whatever is lying underneath the parents' relationship, the argument becomes so much bigger, and then it blooms into something like this, and then the kid takes it and is like, it's my fault that my parents aren't together anymore, or it's my fault that my parents fight, or blah 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 blah. But this is like taking it to that next level, when your teenager is looking at your parent and it's like, you need to leave them. Like when you're looking at, like, I don't want to say mom, I know that personally from talking to my mom and stuff like that. But I mean, like, a lot of people will look at any parent and just be like, please leave him. Please leave this person. You need to leave them. So it's like, it's trying to like, yeah, they loved each other, but there's always been this weird thing underneath it. But it's like, finally, when shit gets like laid out and he even gets the inkling that he doesn't have control over Louis, and that Louis might possibly even maybe choose her over him, which he knows after all these months is probably going to happen, because it's not like I've given him any real comfort. He's been pining after this young girl. And it's not like he's in love with her, like he wants to fuck her. That's definitely not.
But that also
issue.
plays into the other thing of like him not being able to read his thoughts. He thinks that Louis is in love with him, with Claudia.
I don't think it's that. But yeah, it doesn't matter. It's just like, you don't love me the way you love her. I want all of your love. I want all of your attention. I want to control everything about you. And I only made her for you. I don't give a fuck about her. I never wanted her. This is a distraction, and I'm tired of this bullshit. And I wanted you. I chose you. He said, I fucking chose you. I wanted this, and you're the one that's brought this in. It's a fucking shitty narcissistic man staring at his wife after she's had a baby, saying, why don't you show me any fucking attention anymore? All you care about is that baby. Oh my God, thank God my husband, I love my husband so much. Like, thank God for him, because I never had to deal with that shit, but I hear about it so often. Especially when I used to work in the salon, hearing women talk about, oh my God, how men act jealous of babies. And this is exactly what this is, but just heightened to another level, because, you know, TV, melodrama, vampires, the whole bit. But it's like, even, oh my God, this is, holy shit.
Yeah. I lost my train of thought.
I'm so sorry. I was just like going.
I lost my train of thought.
Where do you want to go back to try to get to that train of thought?
I can't even tell you. Because there's so much that happens in this episode. There's so much that builds up. And the thing that I like the most about it is that they're not strictly playing on the fact that they're vampires. They're playing on the relationships and family dynamics and the things that happens. And it just happened to be that they are vampires.
Exactly. This is a real world situation that people fucking deal with all the time. And that shit is fucking, this is very much a real relationship. And it doesn't matter that they're vampires, and it doesn't matter that they're gay, and it doesn't matter that it's 1925, and it doesn't matter that they're black and white.
Because you could take
this is human nature.
This and put it in any genre, anywhere, with any type
people
of
have
people.
Experienced this.
But this is what happens. This
one
is
of the
happens.
partners almost putting the other one into the grave, and the child having to be she's double traumatized on top of it. So she's traumatized from becoming a vampire. She's traumatized from being attacked. She's traumatized from living on the streets. She's traumatized from Charlie, from accidentally killing. And then she's traumatized from watching the parent that she doesn't like, she sort of likes, to almost killing the parent that she loves the most.
Freaking adores.
Yeah, no, like she's like, let's get the fuck out of here. It makes perfect sense.
Yeah.
Like, oh my God.
Oh yeah. Absolutely.
Wow.
Yeah.
That, and I knew that I was gonna love the fact that it's a TV show instead of remaking a movie. Because the movie can only do so much. You only have so much time.
Yeah. But this TV show, you're able to really dig in and dig deep and lock on to certain things and just let it grow and fester, and like, let's see what happens when
let it bloom.
We start to throw all these little things in the mix, in the pot, and just stir that shit until it's good.
Much more like beef developed. She was orphaned by one parent, abandoned by the other, beat by her aunt. Exactly, this child's just been going through it over and over. Over and over. It's horrible.
Which is also why she's able to notice patterns way before, even before she left. She's like, but he does this. Why are you taking this type of behavior? Like, she sees the red flags. And she brings them up, but I also feel like she doesn't know enough to like understand how to move around them or how to work.
Like, she thinks something's kind of weird, but at the same time, she's like, well, that's just, daddy and uncle.
Yeah, exactly.
That's just our life.
Yep.
That's very indicative of children raised in an abusive situation.
Right.
Even when it's subtle abuse.
Yeah.
Very subtle abuse.
Especially when you are new and you're brought in. So it's like, you're currently fixing whatever is going on. And even in the last episode, she says it, when they would start having a fight, I would come in and it would slowly fade away. And
right.
Have a good time again.
Because you're
trying to fix it.
Be good in front of the child.
Yeah.
And the child is like, no, but be happy.
Yeah.
It is a little bit of a Band-Aid, but the Band-Aid always lasts for so long.
Yep.
Sooner or later, the stickiness wears off, and you gotta deal with the festering wound underneath the Band-Aid.
Yeah. Oh man.
God. That was a good episode. Holy shit.
A good episode.
For real.
Yeah. Such a good episode.
Band-Aid for a shitty marriage. For real. Yeah. That's what we were saying earlier. Like you get this and it's a distraction. The baby thinks that they're going to be, I think it makes sense for TV's Lestat to be physically abusive based on his actions so far, but I have no idea how this show is going to make him a likable lead for future seasons. Well, that's the thing. Like, in the book, he's not likable. In the first book, he's not likable at all. He's not.
Well, okay, so...
And then throughout his books, he becomes likable. But that's the thing. We all need to... Well, this is also... He's younger here. And then throughout the books, he gets older and older and older.
True.
Every single one of us have done really, really shitty things in our past or something. And we can try to go back. Okay, I'll talk about myself just because I was once married, and my husband at the time was a drug addict who was abusive, mentally, emotionally, physically, all of that stuff. By the time he was finally clean and he was never like that before he was on drugs, and he was never, it was spurred by an unfortunate drug addiction that happened, right? I'm not saying that he's not blameless. He's a grown-ass man.
Right.
All right. Now, also, am I happy that once we were divorced that he did? Now, when we were married, he went through rehab 3 different times. And by the time it finally was sticking and working well the 3rd time, it had affected our relationship to the point where it was like,
yeah.
So we decided to get divorced. He now has a wonderful job, has a different wife, has a kid, and things are going wonderful for them. True. Do I know what it's like privately in their marriage? No, I do not. But as far as I can tell, things are way better for him in his life.
Right.
Do I think that he can grow and learn from his mistakes and his actions from when he was in his early 20s and become a better person? Absolutely. Absolutely, I think that. So how much all of this is accurate, because the odyssey of recollection, that's true. That's a good point. Because sometimes when we go through it and we're the ones receiving the abuse.
Yeah, that's a great point that they brought up earlier in an earlier episode. Yeah.
People can be unreliable narrators. We can either make it way worse than it actually was, or we can romanticize it. Now, it seems like the first recording when they did, he's the worst, he's an ass, blah, 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 all that stuff. And now he seems to be romanticizing it a little bit, at least from this writer's perspective. It's very interesting that you would bring that up. So I think a narrator bringing things up from memory, no matter if it's a vampiric memory or not, it's never going to be 100.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that is a good point. Yeah.
Yeah. And then you say someone on Twitter thinks this actually
didn't actually happen.
Yeah.
Since it's from Claudia's perspective.
So this is something that I was about to say, and then we kind of spurred off that this, like, the last 2 episodes have been from Claudia's perspective. And when you're watching the show, another reason why I think the show is so great is because now you've had 2 different people's perspectives on how something is happening. And even when she's running up the stairs and stuff like that, she's half in, half out.
She doesn't actually see anything.
She doesn't see the fight. So
she's hearing it, which I found actually really interesting. I was like, I see with House of the Dragon as well as this, I like that they're not going for gratuitous violence.
Right.
Gratuitous blood, gratuitous sex. Because I mean, like, come on, we it's not 2004 anymore. Can we?
But it's interesting because as you're listening to the fight, and you even hear Lestat says, like, I'm trying to control myself, I'm holding myself back. But I'm like, but I want to see this. Like, what is this?
That sounds familiar. That sounds familiar. I'm sorry. That sounds like an abusive person who has attempted abusive things before and held themselves back. And now, like, that sounds like a, why do you make me do these things?
No, 100%.
Right.
Like, valid. But when you think about, like, okay, this is Lestat, and now he's going off. Come on.
It's also not the Lestat that we know later in the books. This is young Lestat. Which it's young, impetuous, arrogant, asshole fucking Lestat. Who only thinks of himself, who's very jaded, very jaded,
likes to toy with you to get under your skin.
Yeah.
So I'm like, if he toys with you with his words, obviously he's going to physically toy with you if you're in a physical fight. Hell yeah. Really?
He's trying to make a point right now with this.
Well, if he's trying to make a point, then he, like he said, I'm not even using everything to fight you right now because I'm trying to make a point. Homie threw him with one hand through the freaking.
But you're trying to express your love to someone that I love you so much. I love you so much. Why are you doing this? I love you so much. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just like.
But it even goes to when he lifts him up and he's holding him there.
Yeah.
And he's like, I chose you. I just need you to tell me that you would never love me. You would never da 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 da.
Yeah.
Like, he is.
They could have done that while they were still standing in the living room.
Who says that they didn't? She didn't see it.
You have a good point.
That's what I'm saying. There's a lot.
But she comes up and he's laying in the ground and he's all
he said, "Let me go." So Nick. Okay.
I know, but if this didn't really happen, and this is how, from her perspective, why is he laying in the ground with his face all fucked up then?
Because that's what she assumes. That's what she sees. She sees the end.
Well, I mean, she did see him punch him. He could have gotten his face all fucked up just from being punched a few times. I mean, it's
true.
That.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Yeah, no, I know. It's interesting. It's interesting.
So I just.
I
wish we had more episodes so we could see from another perspective, like the same episode from Louis' perspective, from Lestat's perspective. That would be fire. I'm just saying.
See, that's why I love the Vampire Chronicles, because you could tell she got that. Anne Rice got that idea later on. Yeah. Because that's how the vampires kind of fold out, like, over time. It's the same storyline, but sooner or later you get the same perspective of. Yeah, that's why they call him the Brat Prince. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, he's smart. He's creative. He's really good at everything he does. He's very fucking strong. After a certain point in time, you kind of can't fucking kill this motherfucker anymore. Yeah. And yet, it's like he knows it. Mm-hmm. It's like those people who are really, really, really good looking, but you approach them and then you realize that they know they're good looking, and then all of a sudden they're not that good looking anymore. Mm. As a little bit like this. Once he gets older, though, he really starts to become more contemplative of his actions.
He learns something. He learns.
Well, I mean, in the book, The Vampire Lestat, we learn so much more about his past up into, you do see what you're saying, and from what the books, how they're changing it, I guarantee we could get well, can't guarantee, but imagine getting a season 2, and it's the Vampire Lestat, and it's teaching him it's showing you his backstory, but then it's showing you some of this from his perspective. Because you do get some of it, a little bit. Yeah. Because he complains about how, Louis. Like, yeah. Yeah, no. Like when your ex-lover's complaining about you and, oh yeah, you were a fucking saint. Like, yeah. Like,
yeah. No, that's it. That's like, this show is doing a great job of embedding us into Louis' depression. Oh, yeah. And making sure we understand how he feels with everything. These 2 episodes give us a great connection to Claudia.
And it's painting Lestat within a specific light, because you're seeing it from their perspective specifically.
Yeah. So it makes sense that maybe the next season we'll get some background so that we can, I don't want to say justify, but it's very different to,
you just go on a different journey.
Yeah. Yeah.
Especially when he's a young, you get a little glimpse of it when he gets mad at the dinner table and he starts talking about religion and shit.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Louis made some things up to paint a better picture of Claudia to justify her unaliving Lestat, because I can't support Lestat being endgame like this.
Word. Yeah, we know. Yeah. Mm.
I mean, other than the fact that it was just a bomb-ass scene in the movie back in the day, you know what I'm saying? It was just a
Well, it's so funny because as we're watching this go down, I thought about the movie and the scene, and I'm like,
right, like, okay,
yeah, you couldn't do better, but this is, y'all did it.
You made it your own, and I like it. I like it a lot.
I'm not mad at this. I'm definitely not. Yeah.
Very enjoyable to watch.
Oh, man. How many episodes do we have left?
This was episode 5, so we have 5 more, I believe. 4?
Woo!
4 more? 5 more?
4 or 5 more, guys.
I think it's 4.
This is getting really good. 2 more.
Only 2 more? Are you kidding me?
Stop.
No.
No. Wait, what? No, I don't like that. Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Don't. Stop. That makes me mad. See, only 2 of these people. 7 episodes? This is not right. I'm sorry. That's so messed up. That makes me really mad.
So then the question becomes, should we just wait for the last 2?
See, they're like, only 2? What? Like,
yeah,
what?
yeah,
No!
only 2. Apparently only 2. So I'm thinking maybe we should save the last 2. Because y'all...
We'll mukbang that
show
shit.
7.
Everybody bring something to drink.
Yeah, why?
Like
7. That is an odd number. I know number like it's usually like 6, 8, or 10.
Sometimes it's 9.
9. Whatever.
We need more. I agree.
Agreed. I don't even know where we going with these last 2 episodes. Oh my god.
Y'all have a lot to sum up.
Or maybe season 2, which is what I was saying before. How, because, you know, if
season 2 bleeds into the, or they're gonna
season 2 is when they go to France or wherever they're going.
They're gonna split the book up into 2 seasons. See, that would
to really get in there.
Okay, now that would make more sense.
Yes,
and then it would 100% justify. Because you can't do the rest of it.
We would all be upset if they tried to scrunch it into. If they try to scrunch this whole book into a 7 episode, nah. It's been good so far, but
Well, I mean, think about it. What else do they have to do? They have to kill Lestat. They have to go to Europe.
Mm-hmm. So in the next couple of episodes,
and I'm assuming they're going to try to find. They have to develop the relationship between Louis and Armand.
That's going to be season 2.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, and then they have to find like Claudia finds her a new person for her, so that she's like, "Leave me, Louis, leave me."
Yes, I agree. I think the season finale, that's when they're gonna kill Lestat. Either they're gonna end where you don't know if he's died yet,
because people who haven't read the movie or seen the original, if they haven't read the movie, if they haven't read the book or seen the original movie, then it would be a huge, ridiculous cliffhanger.
The cliffhanger is like, okay, next episode they kill him, and the final episode, homie comes back like, God, y'all
and then
thought
the
I
whole
was
thing
gone.
Burns down, and they get on the ship to get away from him. Like
that
and you
would
just
be
see
dope. Lestat in the corner, like, yes, yep. I vote for those 2. That would be a lot of fun. A lot of fun. Yes. They're probably going to do some weird, like, they get on the boat and they're ready to go. And, like, as we see the ship, like, last call, people running on, whatever. All of a sudden you see Lestat fucking walking.
No, you wouldn't see anything. You wouldn't see anything because they have no idea. They don't see Lestat for so long.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, he's creeping in the background, following. They don't know he's there.
Yeah, but he doesn't go to Europe.
We don't know that. They're changing things. We don't know what they're gonna do. I'm just saying that would make it a lot more interesting. I don't know. Who knows? But I think that's all we got for right now until the next episode, guys.
So sorry, we usually wonder where Lestat is in the current timeline. I really, because I mean they've changed things because Louis is in Dubai.
Yeah,
but in the current time, I mean, I guess it depends. See, now that makes it really confusing because I have read a lot of the books, and it does get to the point where like he's in Louisiana dealing with.
Isn't there a point where he's sleeping though?
Oh, there was a long period where he's sleeping. But then he wakes up in like the late 80s, he wakes up in like the early 90s when like rock and roll grunge music is in the books. Rock and roll grunge music is coming out, and then he puts together the band, the Vampire Lestat, and that's what the whole movie, The Queen of the Damned,
is supposed to cover. Yeah, but what if they shifted that?
Oh my God. Can
'Cause
you
think
imagine if
about
they
it.
make Lestat a TikTok star or some shit? Like, I can't.
Because think about it, like, if they're writing the book and this all comes out and vampires are going to be looking for her,
And
that
that's
means
what wakes him up instead
Lestat
of music?
isn't out yet, because that technically should have had already somewhat happened, unless he's just not mentioning that I know they're going to come for me. You know what I mean?
See, that, okay, so that's another thing that I was thinking about during this episode. See, you brought up a really good point. So they're talking about publishing a book.
Right.
And if the vampires are all going to come out in droves because this book outs them all, but in the book series, all the vampires come out in droves because Lestat outs them all with his music, with his band. What if it kind of both sort of converges and they get back together in a few years? Like
that's what I'm saying. Like, obviously,
but after this, you don't even want them to get back together. After this episode,
Who knows?
He beat your ass 2,600 years ago.
They
You don't
vampires,
want...
they get over that shit. So now, because now the timeline is kind of wonky.
Oh, wait, today's Sunday. Is there another episode coming out tonight?
No,
or
that
is
was
this the new episode?
I think that was the new episode.
So we watch. Okay.
So hold on. People have been speculating that Lestat is asleep in the house in Dubai, and Louis has been reading Tip. Interesting.
Because he does have his own house, and because after in the 90s, like when Daniel Malloy leaves or whatever, see, that's the thing. Like, they're making it like he, see, because they're playing with the timeline, so they're making it like. But they are playing with the timeline, but they're not playing with the timeline, because they just took it, instead of the 1700s, they moved it to the very, very early 1900s.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard AMC Plus is a week ahead, so the episode that airs today on AMC is episode 4.
Oh, thank you, AMC Plus. And then also, let's see.
Well, this is an AMC Plus. We're watching it.
We're watching on Amazon.
Yeah, the AMC thing that's on Amazon. Like how each episode covers so many years. I guess the time jumps are necessary because of the short yeah. I mean, but the way that they're doing it is much more fluid. It's understandable.
It's better than House of the Dragon, I can tell you that much.
And I mean, I understand the time jumps in House of the Dragon, but still, it's just like, well, damn, an episode and a half and boom, 10 years. An episode and a half and boom, 6 years. And it's just like, I'm getting whiplash.
But we'll have to keep it out.
Oh, it is AMC Plus through Prime. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So we just got the drop. Did you guys get to like listen to shit that you didn't get to see yet, or? I don't know. You're welcome. I don't know.
Sorry, guys. Hope you enjoy the episode.
Yeah.
Oh man. Okay.
So yeah, just still trying to figure out how they're gonna do the timeline thing with the band part of it, because it would be really interesting if they get like a book and a band or some music thing all going at the same time.
Like, what if the only reason why he got the band is like, oh, I heard this book is coming out. Let me get that band going real quick so I can do it first.
That'd be really funny. That's what I mean. Yeah. Like, oh, there's a movie coming out about my book. Oh, you need a soundtrack? Like.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so real quick.
It was a lot.
It was a lot. It really was.
But a good a lot.
I just saw this post and it was talking about Queen of the Dam and how horrible the movie was.
It was horrible in a good way.
But the best thing about the movie was the soundtrack, though.
True. And we have this last little piece of I was about to say Ashanti. What's wrong with me? Of Aaliyah before she died. Like, she died right while she was filming that movie. So the very last few scenes in the movie is actually her brother. And that's the first time somebody did use like CGI to put facial stuff on top of another person so that they could act. That's why she looks so stiff, because it's a man. walking. It's her
Yeah.
brother walking. Oh my God, it was huge news at the time. And oh my God, I think we all went, no matter what, no matter how shitty that movie was, we were all going to go to the movie theater and watch that shit because we were all obsessed with Aaliyah. And not going to lie, the guy that played Lestat was cute.
He was cute, but
he was like, he was barf.
So it's weird because obviously I feel like for most of us, Tom Cruise was the standard of the Lestat. And then this guy, and it was like, okay, if I have to have this guy, I have to have this guy.
Yeah.
Homie on the show has grown on me.
Very much so. The first episode, we were both like, ugh.
But now I'm like,
okay,
I like you. You're fun.
And then one person did like this whole breakdown on his French accent in one of the comments, and I was just like, okay, yeah, true. You have a good point. Because they were like, because I'm a French Canadian, and I'm just like, okay, cool, all right.
Oh, and then you only to realize that Tom Cruise never really had a French accent or any accent whatsoever in the original movie. So, yeah. We're good.
It says girls go books deep. Bye. Talk to you later. Girls go books deep. Bye. Yeah. Talk to you later.
Thanks, guys. Until the next episode.
Oh, my bad. Okay. I'm sorry. I was not paying attention. I was like, is it stopping on us or something?
No.
Does it say goodbye to people?
Wait, they skip. We do have
reaction. It's separate. You can go back and watch if you go onto the channel. We just finished episode 4 earlier this morning, and we just finished episode 5.
Yeah.
So we usually sit down and do about 2 episodes at a time.
We like to keep them separate so that way, you know, if you guys see certain episodes, you could just go to that certain episode.
Yeah, exactly.
We don't want them to
run into each other and say this is 3 and 4, that kind of thing. Yeah.
Nah.
So many people saying on Twitter that the episode ruined the show, but how? But everyone needs to understand that just because bad events happen in an episode, that doesn't mean the story. Yeah.
What?
Really?
Okay. I'm gonna have to go on Twitter.
How did that ruin the show? I mean, unless they personally, like, they don't want to watch something like that, well, then that's a personal thing, but I don't think it ruined the show at all. I absolutely don't think it ruined the show.
I'm very confused. Maybe they didn't know what was about to happen. Like,
I don't know. I don't think it ruined the show at all. I think it was like this guy. What this guy said.
Yeah, the episode was exquisite. Yeah. No, it has to be because people don't know. This is where the whole, you know, if you know the story versus if you don't know the story. Because there's definitely been some shows where I've watched and I didn't know or didn't read or watch or whatever, do any research, and I watched the show and I'm like, this is horrible. And then I go back and I'm like, oh, okay. So for us who know the story, we know this has been coming. We've been waiting to see this because we want to see how this is about to go down. If you don't know this is about to go down, this probably slapped you in the face and you're like, but
could have been a shock to the system, and you're like,
oh my God, I can't believe he did that. Because Lestat was wilding. Let's be honest. Exactly. So many people are saying they're dropping the show. Oh my God.
It makes perfect sense for him to go off the way that he did.
Yeah.
And to become violent the way that he did. It makes perfect sense for the character. It makes perfect sense for the situation.
True. I think they could have done a lot better of a foundation so people understood. Like, that's another.
But at the same time, Louis would never expect that.
True.
I think that Louis would never expect that towards himself.
I'm completely new to all of this. I'm not going to let one episode ruin it because I know that. Yes. Good. Yes. Good job. Yes.
I think you should absolutely watch the show, thoroughly enjoy it, and then go back and read the book after the show.
Yeah.
You'll be
it's going to give you so
surprised
much,
at how different.
Mm-hmm.
Very different. But at the same time, it really keeps the same essence, the same style, the same feeling, the same. It's Anne Rice.
Yeah.
I could see this coming from Anne Rice.
Yeah. I think I was going to say something. I totally forgot what I was going to.
I'm sorry.
Oh, they could have added more foundation. So a lot of shows, which I think a lot of shows and movies have started skipping over, is setting the world, the rules, the foundation of, okay, this is how vampires act, respond, this, that, and the other. Same thing, like whenever you have a sci-fi movie, whenever you have some type of supernatural, whatever, whether it's like a Marvel, whatever, you kind of set the boundaries of this is what you should expect. But something I've noticed with this show, with House of the Dragon, even with some of other shows that I'm watching, they don't really set the boundaries of, okay, we don't cross this line, or this is what you should expect.
They slowly let it bleep out with scene here, scene there. You're like, oh, that, oh, okay, yeah, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
because I guess people don't really have the patience for exhibition anymore, where you sit down and tell a whole story before the thing even begins. And nobody does narration anymore, which I don't think.
I mean, they still do. There's some shows that still do, and some movies that still do, but I think they don't do the
you know what we need?
The background stories anymore.
Yeah, but you know what wouldn't hurt? Just taking 2 seconds to go 1925 in the corner.
True.
Oh, it changed year? Let me know. Thanks.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Like in House of the Dragon, it can go like the only thing for
10 years later.
It could say that. It could say 10 years later. Simple as that. People are saying she's rolling in her grave. No, she ain't, because she was on this show working on it with her son Christopher until she died. She's not rolling in her grave.
I also want to, granted, I'm not 100% sure, but I'm pretty sure they
given the rights to AMC if things were heavily discussed beforehand.
I'm pretty sure the show was practically done before she passed. So
plus, it went through so many people. I actually, the first time I heard, because I went, years ago.
Mm-hmm.
And I heard, I can't even remember the TV show, but I heard one of my favorite TV shows, one of my favorite books was turning into a TV show. I was like, oh, that's amazing, great.
Yeah.
And then I was thinking about another book, and I was like, I was wondering if they're going to make that. And then I was like, ooh, and I looked up Interview with the Vampire, and I saw that, Hulu or someone had picked it up. Like they had already tried it at a different place and it had picked up, then it got dropped. Then Hulu bought it and then they started it and it got dropped. So this shit's been going on for like
years.
Almost 10 years?
Yeah, she's been trying, because, she's been trying to get this.
She's been doing this shit for a minute.
The vampire solicitor. As for the lies he told and the mistakes he's made, well, I forgive him and his excess of imagination, his bitterness, and his vanity, which was, after all, never very great.
Ooh. Exactly. That's what I'm saying. These books are great.
Bring the receipts.
These books are great because it's basically like two lovers spilling the tea on each other. And then
and we're just obsessed with their drama.
And then one lover just keeps going on adventures.
Yeah.
And you never really hear about Louis that much anymore after a certain point, but that's because he was the most human out of all the vampires. Didn't really want to deal with all this shit and was not about that life. But later on in the series, especially when the vampires start mixing in with the witches, you start seeing Louis again.
Yeah, which is coming. It is coming. I don't think, I want to say it's next year.
Yeah, it's going to be early in 2023. They're going to start doing the Mayfair Witches.
Yeah. Already seen photos and clips. So we're going to be watching that show too.
Absolutely. I need to get, because I have read some, but I haven't read all of them. Like I read Blackwood Farm and I read.
We got them. We'll be reading them.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Yeah.
The 100%. Mayfairs, I read that trilogy as a teenager. Exactly.
AMC, check it out. It's their promos are already on AMC right now, so yeah, that's going to be coming next year.
Oh, and I can't think of the name of the actress that they got to play the girl that discovers she's a witch.
Yeah,
but she looks super familiar. Yeah,
we know her. I can't remember her name, but I've seen her in plenty of things. So, anything else we want to talk about before we dip out of here?
If there's any other, like, we have it scrolling along the bottom right here, but like if there's any other shows that you would look, because this show's about to be finished pretty soon. We have done.
Yes, that's what it is. Yo, thank you so much. Thank you. I was like,
Daddario.
I know this girl from a movie.
She was in Percy.
She's in Percy. Oh my God. Yeah, I'm so hyped right now.
She's so funny.
I'm so hyped right now.
I can't believe I never read Percy Jackson.
I have the books. Oh my God. And they're making the show. Oh, God.
So that's another thing. Like she and I both are really into reading. She and I both are really into TV shows and movies about the books.
Yes.
That we read.
Hence why we got all this going on.
Girls go books deep. So there's any other TV show, any other thing that you want us to watch and react to. We also have a podcast that we haven't uploaded to yet. We've decided that we're kind of changing up how we're doing things, and you can read about that in the description of the video. But basically, we're going to start doing these live reactions, and then at the end of the season, we'll do a full written out done podcast that's going to go deep dive podcast that'll have like quotes from books and everything like that. That takes time to write and everything, so we will be doing those, and they're not going to be up like the second that the last episode airs, but they will absolutely be up. So there'll be one coming for House of the Dragon as well as Interview with the Vampire, but we're definitely looking for other TV shows to add to our repertoire. And if you have anything that you would be interested in us watching, maybe it's something that we've never seen before, and that would be fun.
Twilight?
No. No,
I really want her to watch, and
I've read the books.
That would be funny. If you guys enjoy our
books,
reactions,
I read them once, and I was like, "Oh, that's a cute 14-year-old like sexy book, whatever." And then I was done. I never watched the movies. I had no interest in watching these movies. All I did was laugh at memes talking about how shitty these movies were, and the mere fact that this motherfucker walks out into the sunlight. And he sparkles? No.
Yeah.
I refuse. I refuse. Seriously. So she wants me to watch these movies really bad. So basically, Dan loves to sit around watching really crappy early 2000s movies, and just it thoroughly is enjoyed by watching me just cringe the entire time while I watch them. Yeah. So maybe
if you guys wanted to do it, we'll do it.
But we're gonna watch a whole movie like in real time, and you can't see them. Like, I don't know, but like
we'll figure it out. But like, thanks for joining us, guys. We really appreciate all the comments. Keep commenting, tagging us, subscribing, liking, all that good stuff.
We're available on all social media platforms at Girls Go Books Deep. On Twitter, we're at GG_BooksDeep. But if you search Girls Go Books Deep, it pulls us right up.
But also tonight, the last episode of House of the Dragon, we'll be doing a live stream. So if you want to watch us react to that episode, because I'm already feeling a certain type of way. I don't know about you, so we should be, so we'll be back.
I'm a George R. Martin uber nerd, so
we'll be back at 9.
Yes.
We'll see you guys later. Bye.
Have a good day. Enjoy your Sunday.